Can you actually make anything in Figma responsive? If so, do we need to download some sort of plugins for that? In this video, I'm going to explain all these things. And by the way, this is totally off the cuff. I did not prepare a lot, but I will help you understand how responsive design works and how we can do it step by step. Let's jump in. We have the black version as well. But today I'm going to do the white version, and I've already done a few stuff here. So let me show you. This is basically done for the desktop, but by using variables, if I drag and drop, it is going to adapt automatically for the tablet, and same goes for the mobile, which doesn't mean that it will not react for the desktop as well. So this is quite handy, and how we can achieve this is with increments. Step number one is creating components and creating some sort of library and decide all the colors that we are going to use in this example. And this is the exercise file that you can be able to download, and I list down a better naming convention here. All we have to do is do a navigation bar, and we will have a navigation logo, navigation links that are going to be like group of links all together. And each link will be link item and navigation search, a card, and a menu toggle. Also, we have 3 color choices, which I want to give them as variables as well. So let's start with the first iteration, which is going to create an atomic design element. Let's start by adding an auto layout here, and this is going to be basically a navigation link item, so why not give the same name so that it's going to make sense for developers and everyone. Right now I'm going to leave the spacing as it is. This is hug, this is hug, okay, and yeah, that's it. In this case, if we have a good naming convention, I can hit a component and create a component out of that. The second step is to create instances and form our navigation bar with auto layout. If I hold Option and Shift, I can duplicate that and create a variant of it, an instance of it, sorry, and then basically create a bunch of different menu items. Okay, we have, I think, 9. And I am going to make another auto layout because we need an area for navigation links. So let's call this navigation links, done. And before doing, I might fast forward this. I am going to do the boring job, which is going to be copying everything here one by one. As you see, because of the fact that it's an auto layout, it is arranging the spacing properly. Vision, and I need one more, so Command T to duplicate one more, T to text, copy, paste, done. So yeah, all I want to say is it's basically done. So if I give this one 20, it will be around 40, which is close to Apple's navigation links item, and that's it. So I don't need to give extra spacing for this. And this is going to be ready also. Hit another component with all these instances. But as you can see, if I change the color of this thing to something different, it will all adapt. So the third step is an easy one. Select all of them and I give them better naming convention like navigation logo, navigation search. And in this case, I need a multiple components. So I need 4 of them. That's it. Next up is to give the color styles, but in this case, I want to give them as variables. So in selection color, I have this, and I'm going to hit plus and add a variable called background surface. Done. And the next one is going to be navigation link item. So plus variable name, navigation link item, done. Last bit is also plus navigation icon, done. So I initially set my primitives here. That's it. I don't need anything else. So let's rename this primitives. And I'm going to create another collection and called device, but I will come back to it later on. So let's close it for now. And yeah, from there, my colors are ready. This button is ready. All I have to do is take all of them. This one as press Option and duplicate. And these 4 of these child items are going to be also an instance of it, not the original. So I always leave the original there. So yeah, I'll place the logo here and these guys on the right hand side, and this is going to be in the middle. And before doing extra steps, let's open first a layout guide for me. I don't have anything, so I will hit plus and select columns. In this case, it's desktop, so 12 columns will be enough. Margin 24, this is 16. Again, there is no right number for this. It all depends on your design. I'm okay with these metrics. So let's put them in first. Let's put them in an auto layout. All of them, all these items in one auto layout. Boom. And this auto layout is going to be as big as the parent frame, which is going to be 1440. That's it. And this auto layout is going to be centered and centered aligned in both ways. And what else? Let's put something like 75 in terms of, or let's say 70 in terms of height. Normally it's tighter, but like I am doing a little bit larger for this example. And what else? I don't want like a specific number here. I want to automatically adjust everything. And this will allow me to take both ends in, both corners. But in this case, I would like to give, I remember from my grids, it's like 24. So I will give 24. And for these 3 child items, I am going to create an auto layout and called, let's say, icons here for now. And this can be something like 24. Good. And I will leave this as hug. And this is going to be also, I don't want to leave it all alone. I will give an auto layout first and call it logo. And let's just pick the background surface, which is going to be this surface. And one single problem here is if you take this child item out, and let's get rid of the grids, Shift G. And let's say if I want to perfectly align with this, align, you see that this is not perfectly aligned. That's because this guy over here is 120 and this is 24. And how can I solve this? Is basically, I'll pick both of them, and instead of hug, I will say fill container. They will both fill container, but I then need to change this one to right align, and this is automatically left align. So now this is perfectly aligned. And let's go ahead and change, because yeah, the color is a flat color, so I will change it in atomic level. So link item. Good. And I cannot change it. It's a raster image, but I can change these ones from here to these are icons. And this is going to be the surface. That's it. So if I come back here, I think, except this one. So let's see which one is. Yeah, I will select also surface. And let me do it here because that is the master component, surface. And let's control once again. Perfect. It seems almost ready, but I am not going to see the toggle button here, the hamburger menu on the desktop, but we will fix it later with variables. So when I am ready, let's call this thing navigation bar as well. Done. And once again, control, navigation links, icons, and logo. That's it. This is ready. So let's take it here first. Why? Because I always want to keep everything in a library first, the master ones, and the child items, then I can create other instances. Create a component, and I am ready to go. So in this step, we are going to try our navigation bar in different screen sizes and kind of decide what is necessary, what is not necessary, what is hidden and what is not. Right now, let's create an instance and carry it here. Okay, left align. I want to carry it for this area as well, and for this one as well. So this is perfectly done, and let's have a look at this. For this one, I would like to get rid of this area. So navigation links is basically appearance height. You don't need to do this. I'm only showing you what could be done to make this more looking like the Apple's original one. And for this one, it is going to be the same thing. Select the navigation links and hide them. So when you hide them, this is going to look like this. Maybe for each of these icon elements, I can reduce from 24 to 16, because in the original design is something like that. But that's it. That was the change. In this one, though, the original, all I want to hide is this one. So appearance height. So how can I do these things so that I don't need to repeat every single time? So let's first take them out. We will check back later on. So we are going to add variables for two things. Let's say three things, which is going to be the width of this navigation bar and the padding for between icons. Step number 4 is variables. We are going to create different modes for each device: desktop mode, tablet mode, and mobile mode. In each mode, we are going to give different numbers and different booleans. Let's create our variables under device. So we have our primitives here. The first one is going to be a number, and let's call it width, and this is going to be 1440. That's my desktop size. Let's call this desktop. And now let's create a tablet version also for how much? 744. And for the iPhone, let's create another and call it mobile. 402. That's it. The first number is set, and the second number is I will create here, but the shortcut here is while you select this one, Shift and Enter. And I will call it icon gap. Okay, in icon it is 24 in both tablet and desktop, and this is 16 as we did on our tests. And now I'm going to create two more variables, two more, let's say, booleans in this case. Booleans is a mathematical term that is answering true or false statements. So let's add a boolean. The first boolean is going to be something called has toggle. And this is going to be false by default on desktop, but on tablet and mobile I would like to see it. And once again shift and enter to add one more, because I will call this one has navigation links. Okay, and in this one it is true and this is false, this is false. I might be wrong though, but we will check one by one. So all I have to do is add these variables to this static numbers. So instead of width, this is going to be a variable width. So as you see now, this is highlighted in 1440. I will leave this as it is. What else? I can select this area. Instead of 24, I will click apply variable and icon gap. Done. Nothing has changed because it's the same number. Also for the toggle item, it's going to be has toggle false. And for this one, I'm going to create a select has navigation links true. And that's, I think, basically it. And in the final step, we are going to test everything we have been doing so far. So if I create an instance of it, carry it here, that will be perfectly visible without, let's say, the hamburger bar. But if I copy it here, it doesn't really do what I've initially have done, because we have one more step to go. So Figma doesn't know by default which one is desktop, which one is tablet, and which one is mobile. So all I have to do is, once I have an item which has more than one variables inside and encapsulate it with a component, now I have this option here in appearance. You see initially we had only these two items. Right now I have this palette. I want to call the device. Now this is a desktop. Done. Nothing has changed. For this one, I'll go and click, and this is tablet. So you see everything is done via tablet. And let's not say center, let's say left and top. And now this time select this and device mobile. Done. And even the gap is now 16 because it's taking from the variables. Let me know down below if you like this type of exercises, and if you want to see even more complex ideas how we can achieve responsive design in Figma using variables. And once again, do not forget we have a playground file at figma.com
figma.com/add
0 to UI. So you can download the file, stop this video, and do at the same time with me. If you have more questions, you can ask in the comments. And once again, thanks for watching.